Hi there. My name is Debbie Dorman. I'm a financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst and a registered rep and investment advisor with Equity Services. I specialize in working with women going through divorce. Today, we're going to talk about the marital home. Is your home an albatross? And does it make financial sense to stay in the home or sell? Many women would like to remain in a marital home for an array of reasons that range from emotional, it's familiar, the kids are in school, friends. Here are a few things to consider. Just because rent might be higher than your mortgage, it may or may not be enough of a reason to remain in the home. There are other costs that need to be factored in, such as taxes, insurance, lawn care, HOA fees, general maintenance, and repair. If you want to keep the home, you may need to compensate your soon to be ex spouse and buy his half share from him. Can you afford to do this? And if so, does it make sense to give him other assets? If you buy him out, will you be house poor? If you want to keep the home, you may need to, of course, work out where he's going to live because he may or may not. Oh, I just blew this whole thing.
Just go back to the previous paragraph and just start over back and forth it.
Okay. Just because your mortgage may be high,
Get your face right.
just because rent may be higher than your mortgage may or may not be enough of a reason to remain in your home. There are other costs that need to be factored in, such as taxes, insurance, lawn care, HOA fees, general maintenance, and repair. If you want to keep the home, you may need to compensate your soon to be ex spouse and buy out his half share from him. Can you afford to do so? Does it make sense to give him other assets? If you buy him out, will you be house poor? If you have a child that's in school but has maybe a year or two more of high school before graduation, you might see if it makes sense to keep the house in both names, remain in the home with your child until he or she graduates, and then sell. If you do this, your ex spouse may or may not be able to qualify for another mortgage until the marital home is sold. This is because a bank will look at his debt to income ratio. If he has too much debt, he will not qualify to purchase another home with a mortgage. It's important to look at the tax consequences of the sale of a marital home. A married couple can exclude the first $500,000 of gain on the sale of a primary residence, while a single person can exclude the first $250,000 of gain on the sale. This means you would have lived in the house for at least two of the past 5 years. Depending upon the market value of your home, you could incur a bigger tax burden if you take the home as part of the divorce settlement and eventually sell. In either case, you may take an exclusion if you own the home and use the home for at least two of the past 5 years. Of course, he could rent during this time, and when your child graduates, you sell the home and split the proceeds. Generally, if you do remain living in the home, you would be responsible for regular maintenance and minor repairs. Major repairs would be the responsibility of both parties. Other considerations. If you do sell the marital home, it may or may not make sense for you to immediately buy another home. If you have a stable career and can afford to do so, great. But there are plenty of women who've been out of the workforce and will need to find a job or acquire additional skills to up their income game when child support and or alimony end. If you are one of the many women over 50 getting a divorce, welcome to the world of the great divorce. It is even more critical that you don't make a mistake with a home purchase, and you may not have the time to recover financially. Everybody's situation is different. The best piece of advice I can share is don't rush with big decisions and don't live within your means, live under them. Please join us for a series of tips when navigating divorce, which is a very difficult life transition. If you're seeking a smart, compassionate, and experienced financial advisor for the next chapter in your life, I can be reached at 770-512-5131, and my email address and phone number will be listed below. Look forward to seeing you next time.